So I went with my daughter to Copenhagen right before school began in the middle of August to buy her clothes for her upcoming confirmation. My name is Helle, and in this video I will take you on a little tour of the city, or some streets in the center of it. Here, first of all, is Copenhagen Cathedral, the church where Crown Prince Frederik and Princess Mary were wed. I've been to Copenhagen many times, so this wasn't a tourist visit as such, but we managed to see several of the places haunted by tourists anyway. The pedestrian zone in Copenhagen is very long, which means you can walk for a long time in the center without meeting any cars. Copenhagen is generally just a pleasant city to visit. If you manage to get away from the main traffic wars, it doesn't seem like such a big place. You can walk or ride a bike pretty much anywhere, and it's full of beautiful old buildings, church spires, cafes, relaxed people, and, well, tourists. This is the so-called Round Tower, built by the Danish King Christian IV between 1637 and 1642. You can walk all the way up in it. It's like a spiral walkway. And this is an organic hot dog stand. Inside the illustrious department store Illum, this is the famous stork fountain in the very center of the pedestrian zone, and the Danish parliament, Christiansborg, visible behind it. People standing in line at Louis Vuitton due to social distancing. In the Adidas shop, of course, there was a shoe made out of Lego. Incidentally, the model my daughter ended up getting. The white building you see there is the Hotel d'Angleterre, which was recently renovated and is now even more expensive than previously. Conveniently, the Chanel store is located almost right next to it. This huge square is called Kongens Nytorv, the King's New Square, and on the other side there, with a cupola, you can see the Royal Theatre. We're approaching Nyhavn, or New Harbor, probably the most touristy place in Copenhagen. It's a canal filled with colorful old buildings, two of which were once inhabited by the Danish philosopher Strøget and Købmagergade and the writer Hans Christian Andersen, respectively. But today it's mostly famous for the sheer amount of restaurants here, as well as the boats which take tourists around the whole harbor, including the site where the very tiny statue of the Little Mermaid is located. We had a late lunch there and afterwards strolled around a bit. We saw a newly married couple. The bicycle bridge that was built a few years ago. A street artist, and pride flags. Then we went down some of the side streets on our way to the royal castle, passing along the way the apartment that the Danish cosmetics guru Ole Henriksen lives in when he's in Denmark. On the ground floor of that building there. And then further on, walking past where my sister-in-law lives. She lives pretty much right behind this parade of Teslas. And now we're approaching the castle, Amalienborg. You can see the guard there on the left, who is part of the Royal Guard. My brother was a soldier in the Royal Guard in 1997 when President Bill Clinton visited Denmark, including the Royal Palace and thus the guards. This was the view from our hotel room the following morning. It was raining a little. If we looked the other way, we could almost see the round tower, so we were in the very center. And there you see the Royal Guard marching down Købmagergade, part of the pedestrian zone. On our way to the train station to catch the train back to Odense, we passed the city hall. I'm giving you a slightly wobbly panoramic view just so you can get an idea of what the place looks like. We saw a dirigible in the sky that day, the Goodyear Blimp it was called, and later found out it's the biggest in the world. Almost at the station we passed by Tivoli, which we visited many times. It may not be Disneyland, but it was founded in 1843 and is both fun and really beautiful. I'll leave you with this sign in the center of the city. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for coming along.